Hey guys, Grenadier Gamer here, back in Enlisted, taking a look at all of the new improvements that are going to be implemented in the next major update. So starting off, we have major animation improvements, including sprinting animations for both melee and ranged weapons, in addition to a handful of new reload animations for several guns. So the ones named are the Walther handguns, the C96, along with the STG-44 and its variants slash prototypes, as well as the TNT detonator and charges getting improved. Gaijin and Darkflow have posted a video showcasing some of these animations. I'll link that video down in the description of this one. So then after that, it's been revealed this update is going to be based around Operation Neptune, which was the D-Day invasion. Specifically, we're getting a new map inspired by Omaha and Sword Beaches, which, looking at these photographs, it looks pretty cool. However, it would have been nice to get a different theater, or at least a different location on a similar theater. Looking at these screenshots, the map looks great, but it just looks like a mesh between the Normandy maps we already have, in addition to the Ardennes map, the factory map that we have for the Ardennes. You can see some of those assets have been reused, so it just looks like a hybrid between the two. Nonetheless, it should be interesting to see how the new map plays out and whether or not it is better or less desirable than the old Normandy maps. That being said, they have stated that the old Normandy maps are still going to be in rotation alongside this new map. So we'll see how it stacks up. Then the new weapons and vehicles were announced for Operation Neptune. So we're getting some pretty juicy vehicles and a really fantastic weapon that holds a special place in my heart. So starting us off, the Soviet Union is getting the Su-122 at BR-3 with the 122mm howitzer. That's going to have HE and heat shells, so that should be a pretty fun little SPG to take out at BR-3. Germany is getting the Nashorn at BR-4 with its close defense MG-34 for support, in addition to its long 88mm cannon. I've heard several people express their displeasure with the Nashorn being put at BR-4, saying there are better alternatives and that this should be placed at BR-3 because it's open top and da-da-da-da and it's just going to get strafed. Well, consider this to be a high-risk, high-reward vehicle for those tankers that know exactly what they're doing. I've seen it done perfectly well with the Martyr at BR-2. There are just some niche tank destroyers and open-top vehicles that takes a certain know-how in order to get the most out of that vehicle. Just reward the players that do that, or some of us just like to have a little variety in our stack up. So I think this is a welcome addition to the German tech tree. Nashorn's a pretty cool machine. Then we have the Suomi KP-31. So the Suomi SMG is a beast of an SMG. This is the only SMG that Germany gets at BR-5 right now, because I believe the Hungarian SMG got moved to BR-4. So all Germany's had up until this is the STG variants, as well as if you had the Stalingrad campaign, you could have some captured PPSHs. But this is the first dedicated tech tree SMG in our most recent State of Enlisted, and it's just a beast. It has a high rate of fire, 71 round mag, and for me it just seems to perform a little better, a little more accurate and deadly than a PPSH. So really glad that this is coming. Although I would also love to see a dedicated Finnish / Axis miners tech tree and set of maps come out. That would be really awesome. Japan is getting a Type 4 90mm AT bazooka type thing. This is good. Japan only has 2 rocket launchers that are really Japanese. This might be a paper weapon, but Japanese other AT weapons are basically crap. You have the unaimable one with decent penetration, and then you have the one that you can aim, which is basically just a worse version of the bazooka. And then you have the prototype Panzerschreck. So this is pretty cool. Not the best, not the worst thing, but we'll take it. And then the US is also getting a new BR-5 aircraft, the F-7F-1. I believe the nickname for this plane was the Tiger Cat. So it is getting, it is apparently one of the fastest piston engine fighters. It has 4 20 mils, 4 Browning 50 cals, and 2 500-pound bombs. Now, interesting, more variety at BR-5 for the Americans. Unfortunately, America is suffering from success and already has a stacked close air support lineup at BR-5. You have the B-25 Mitchell bomber with a ginormous crew, as well as the P-47 Thunderbolt. So, not sure how many sweaty players are actually going to be using this, but it's nice to have more historical aircraft in the research tree and available for those of us that like some variety. And last but not least, explosions, ricochets, and blown off turrets. We're getting new explosive effects. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of new graphics. There's also a video for this posted on the Enlisted channel. I'll link that one down below as well. But it looks like we're going to be able to ammo rack tanks and see their turrets fly off. We're going to get more sparks, smokes, and flames from explosions. Bullets are not going to ricochet off of armor. That should be pretty cool. Aircraft are going to have more destruction, so you're going to be able to see more parts fly off of vehicles, and it's going to leave more damage effects, which should be pretty exciting. This also says that we're reworking muzzle effects for certain calibers, improving tracers and dust effects from hits, as well as smoother fire animations. Now, I don't know if this is actually being implemented, but from watching the showcase video, it looked like the sounds might be getting a rework as well. Watching the tank cannons fire, it seemed like they might have changed the sounds, but that could also just be me. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but so far, that's what we know about the new Operation Neptune update that should be coming soon. Looks pretty exciting. Can't wait to use that Suomi. If I had to guess, I would say that this update is coming sooner rather than later, being named after the D-Day operation. It should probably come in around June 6th. Just a feeling there, but, you know, who knows. So, that's it for this one. Stay sharp out there, and I'll see you on the battlefield.